I've got a sweet spot for Boca. It's the only appearance of Clarence, and there's something about this episode that's quite warm and convivial. Maybe it's because there's such a huge scandal over something that seems so trivial, that of Junior's bedroom escapades being revealed by Bobby. She's a piece of ass, but yaps worse than 6 barbers. Junior is definitely the reason I like this episode. You can see a different side to him dancing in Boca, all of that. It's the happiest he's ever been. He's the boss of the glorified crew, his reign is at peace, he's with the woman he loves, he's mentally well. It would only go downhill for him from here. There's 1 or 2 weird edits in the show. Carmela and the cold cut wipes, whatever happened there. But Boca has a few too. And there's a freeze frame on Corrado and Bobby dancing, which again acts like a snapshot to highlight this is the last time we will see Junior truly happy. It represents the pinnacle of both his professional and personal life. Junior cream pieing Bobby and walking out on her, in hindsight, was the worst mistake he ever made. He was never truly happy after this. To play on the Meadow guardian angel theory we talked about in my video on college, perhaps Bobby was Junior's guardian angel, and by discarding her, literally walking away from the light into the darkness, Junior condemned himself to a lifetime of pain and suffering. That overhead shot is very noir-esque. It's Junior after making a difficult choice, which we can pair with another overhead shot in this episode, this time of Tony, after having made the difficult choice of not taking out the coach. The pie scene, by the way, is a homage to a famous scene in the gangster film The Public Enemy, where James Cagney smashes a grapefruit into his gal's face. And Cagney was modernity. The pie scene, with that operatic music and all, is as equally hilarious as it is devastating, perfectly encapsulating how the show can be funny and tragic at the same time. In fact, it's actually amazing that you can be in a certain mood and find this scene somber, and be in another mood and find it side-splittingly funny. Whenever you watch this scene, you see Junior's hesitation as he walks out, that split second where he fights with the idea of turning back around, and it just kills you to see him walk away. He should have just left his pride to his side. Who cares what these greaseballs think? He threw away the love of his life for a gang of crooks who end up leaving him forgotten, rotting away in a mental facility. Junior and this broad were together for 16 years, going off dialogue in the show. This woman would have taken care of him through his trials, his dementia. They had a genuine affection for each other. And for what? For the likes of Rusty Maleo, Tony Soprano, and what all these other bums think of him. All of this hyper-macho fragility and stigmata over Bushmen of the Kalahari, something which the other guys do anyway, but their culture stipulates it makes them look weak and possibly flambe. Come on, Junior. I'm not going to talk too much about the Junior situation because I have 2 videos going into depth on Junior's relationship with women, which you can check out on the channel. And I talk about Bobby quite a bit in the second one. But it's interesting that his potential life companion was called Bobby, and his eventual long-term companion was also called Bobby, but instead of being a scafusa, was a calzone with legs. Granted, it wasn't just this, but it was the fact that she talked about their private life, which would make anyone irritated, especially mobsters who live by a code of silence. But the sad thing is that Bobby did dent. She was loyal to her capo, but had already talked before Junior told her to keep it between them. And she then tried to do damage control and tell that other woman not to blab. But by that point the damage was already done, and Carmela got wind through the grapevine. Timeline got fucked up. Some sad shit. Sopranos fans in general don't like talking about the movie they made years later. You don't ever admit the existence of this thing. And I agree in spirit, but I gotta counsel. The movie did so many weird stuff. The depiction of Silvio, the omission of so many characters, the focus on Harold. But I would argue that what it did with Junior was actually really interesting and is the only thing that actually enhanced the show. If you remember, in the movie, Junior attends slip and fall school, and it's heavily implied he's no longer able to function as a man after this. Now, if that's the case, then perhaps it's after this that he started to go south of the border with the tuna fish play, which he had to resort to in order to please a woman. So this might be the reason why he never married, but it would also be a reason why he gives world-class head and simultaneously is viciously insecure about it, which is why he blows up over this in Boca. It's the one story thread from the movie which actually makes the show that much more richer in my opinion, because you see why exactly Junior was so insecure about this whole thing. Because he was actually impotent.